Right, away you go.
Okay. So I'd like to thank everyone for coming out this evening in the conditions that you can see here now, on the eve of Moira Drum's 46th anniversary. So my name's Cathal Donnelly, and I'm honoured to be the chairperson of the common that's named after Moira in North Louth. And I've been asked to say a few words in her memory here today. We are also very honoured by the presence of Moira's youngest son, John, here today, who lives in the McAteer home house just up the road. So a very special welcome to you, John. I'm conscious that October is a poignant month for the Drum McAteer family. Moira's birthday falls on the 22nd, and you can see the flowers laid by her family on Saturday here today. Also, last Thursday was the first anniversary of Moira's favourite niece and John's daughter, Margaret, who sadly passed away following a long battle with cancer. Margaret was always immensely proud of her Auntie Moira, and the two of them were strong, independent women who never backed down in the face of adversity. For my own part, growing up in a Republican household not far from here in Feed, Mount Pleasant, my three brothers and I were raised on the stories of icons and heroes of the Republican struggle. Among the names we learned, Wolfe Tone, James Connolly and Bobby Sands, the name of Moira Drum held particular reverence and respect. When I think about Moira, or Mary as she would be known to people here, I recall the words of another great revolutionary socialist, Che Guevara, who once said, "At the risk of seeming ridiculous, let me say that the true revolutionary is guided by a great feeling of love. It is impossible to think of a genuine revolutionary lacking this quality. We must strive every day so that this love of living humanity will be transformed into actual deeds, into acts that serve as examples and a moving force." And a moving force Moira was. In 1958, Moira led a protest to Crumlin Road Jail after the prison authorities dictated that the men's letters and parcels were no longer allowed. The women, unarmed, rushed the gates using their prams to clear the way. In the face of heavy, violent resistance and battening by warders, the mothers were victorious, entering the jail and delivering the letters and parcels. In 1969, when the Orange State was engaging in attempts at ethnic cleansing, facilitating the burning out of Catholics from their homes, Moira did not simply use words to fight back, as may have been easy to do, but engaged actively in efforts to support and rehouse the affected families. Opening her home and what she and her family had to the needs of others, so much so that her son Seamus described a rota system for bath time in the house and recalled disputes over television channels. In 1970, as British occupation forces attempted to disarm Republican resistance in the Falls, Moira led what must be one of the greatest acts of civil resistance of the 20th century. Leading thousands of women armed only with prams full of food and medicine through the lower falls, in stark defiance of the invaders, she helped to deliver aid to the beleaguered families caught within the British curfew zone. This act not only served to embarrass the British Army, but demonstrated for all to see the power of solidarity in countering imperialism. Of course, there is no greater act of love than raising a child, and Moira raised 5, during a period in which her husband Jimmy was interned. This may have offered inspiration for the tactic of using prams as tools of resistance. These actions reflect only a fraction of Moira's incalculable contribution to the Republican struggle, but I feel demonstrate clearly the driving forces of love and solidarity that were at the core of her resistance to British rule. Moira was involved in all aspects of our struggle, physically, intellectually and morally. She embodied and inspired in those around her the ideas of the socialist republic we strive for today. In today's political reality, where our movement is led by 2 women, it can be easy to forget the challenges that faced women like Moira in the Ireland of her time, even within our own movement and communities. Our struggle has always been shaped, driven and kept alive by women, many of whom have not received the same attention as their male comrades. History has traditionally been written by men, but the subjects of which they write have been wrought by the strength of women like Moira. As with all great revolutionaries, the danger that Moira's ideals and actions posed to the British military presence in Ireland were sufficient to make her a prime target for not just agents in uniform, but the criminal gangs the British state ran in secret. The hope and dignity of Moira's life will forever outshine the hate of the cowards that took it. Their dreams fade while Moira's grows brighter every day. It is the sacrifice and vision of people like Moira Drum that will lead us to the Republic. Gura mai agah. So I'll now ask Councillor Adele Corrigan to lay a wreath on behalf of the Moira Drum Sinn Féin Cumann. And I'll get out of your road to do it. Sin é, folks.